Hey, we are back with another episode of the Viral Nation, episode number 19. In today's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about the MXGPs. We're going to talk a little bit more about our Work Series goggle. We're going to talk about some of the Northwest racing and the racing that's been going on around the United States. And some of our riders will be coming back for 2022. All that and more on the Viral Nation.
Wake up at 5 a.m. Gotta be at the track at 10. It's time to ride. All of this anticipation to ride in the Viral Nation.
Hey, it's good to be back again here. Viral Nation is Wednesday. And wanted to just tell you guys again, thanks for all the support. You know, I know we haven't been getting a ton of watches on the videos, but we do appreciate each and every one of you guys that tunes in, watches our show, and we do really totally appreciate that. We have had a ton of stuff going on in the last year and a half, and I know I kind of keep talking about it, and we've started this podcast to kind of keep you guys up to date. We've continued to build out our product lines. We have continued to work on all of the stuff that we've got that coming down for 2022 and beyond. And we have a lot of new stuff coming. So we hope you guys stay with us. For our dealers that are out there, I know inventory has been tough, but we are going to continue to keep pounding away. We should have inventory here very soon. And then getting into 2022, it's going to be a whole new year. It's going to be a whole new year for all of us. And we are excited to have you on board with us for that. So let's talk about the MXGPs. MXGPs are starting to wind down. We got the Fast 5 going on right now. If you guys have not signed up or are not doing the MX Dream 360, what do they call that? That's the fantasy motocross stuff. Denny Stevenson, the guys over there are just do an outstanding job. I wish I was better at it. You think that running a supercross team that I'd have a little more insight. Now I don't. I just, I still kind of wing it and kind of go about what I don't pay a ton of attention to the guys over there in Europe as much as I should, even though we've got a team racing this year over there. And we just have been, it's just been cool to watch though. Europe has really been going crazy this year. You know, Roman Fabre, he's the Tomac of Europe, riding that Kawasaki. He looks just like him, number 3 of the whole bit. And Tim Geiser's been on fire. They've had some ups and downs, some of the crashes and some of the things they've done to get themselves back on the track. Jeffrey Hurling, though, really starting to pull himself away from the rest of the field. And of course, you guys know that tonight or middle of the night tonight coming up, Italy's going to be running again. And they're going to be running 5 races in like 5 days. Well, it's a little bit longer than that, but it's 5 races in like just a week and a half or something like that. And then the series, the MXGP series will be over. So make sure you guys tune in. The European guys, man, those guys battle. I mean, they battle hard, and it is a lot of fun to watch. You guys can go online. You can see the replays of the races. Go to Racer X. Those are ways to watch it. I know there's a lot of racing going on here in the States as far as amateur stuff, but the pro stuff pretty much is over right now, unless you're looking at Enduro Cross, which is going on right now, which there's quite a bit of that stuff. But back to that stuff. Glenn Koldenhoff, he's been the Yamaha guy over there, the monster guy, and has been on fire. As I said, Jeremy Sewer has been doing really well. So if you get a chance, go check out the standings. I think right now Hurling's up out front with 555 points. Roman Fabre or Fabre, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Favre. He's running in second place, followed by Tim Geiser, Jordan Prado, and Antonio Crowley. And Crowley's on his swan song. So this is his last season racing the MXGPs. And that guy's, I mean, he is right up there with all of the heroes of this sport. And it's he's going out with some great motos. He's had some ups and downs, but the guy has been on fire as well this season. So keep checking all that out. Racer X has some great coverage. You can go back and check out some of the insane battles. I don't know if you saw the crash with Prado and Herlings earlier this year. at the finish line. I mean, those guys were battling and they ended up crashing into each other at the finish. But anyway, so if you haven't had a chance, go check out the MXGP racing there at Racer X. They've got great coverage of that happening. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about Northwest racing and some of the stuff that's happening here in the United States. Talk to you soon. Be right back. Guys, we are back. Hey, so before we get into the Washington stuff, there's not really just not a ton of stuff going on here in Washington State. We've got the Woodland Series is back up and running, which is the Northwest Series here in the Northwest. Probably one of the best winter tracks you could ride on, and it can take a ton of rain and ruts up, gets rough. And I loved racing there when I was a kid. It was one of my favorite places to race growing up. And Woodland has been a place that has been near and dear to me in my heart for most of my life. Got back there and raced there just recently, raced there in 2020 in the 40 class. Had a great time. I got beat, I was kind of surprised. Led both motos all the way to the last corner and got passed with about a corner and a half to go, both motos. But it was a lot of fun, and the track is just outstanding. So if you're in the Northwest or in the Northwest area and you've never had an opportunity to ride Woodland, take it upon yourself to go do that. It is absolutely worth the time to go down and do it. The track is that good. Want to give a quick shout out to JT Baker, who ended up winning the Virginia Grand Prix this year. Viral brand guy, ISDE rider, one hell of a talented kid, and went out there and did an awesome job taking the Virginia Grand Prix race, and we are really proud to have him on board. Corey Graffunder has been battling in the Enduro Cross Series this year. The last weekend's race, he finished 6th overall. It's a stacked field. Ty Roberts, Hawken, all those guys, Cody Webb, they are all there, and he is battling with the best of the best. Tristan Hart had some good races too. And, Tristan used to ride for Viral Brand. He is now a factory KTM rider, riding for the Red Bull team. And but you keep an eye out on those guys. And if you haven't had a chance to go check out some of those enduro crosses, I mean, I like to flow, right? So for me, racing motorcycles I always like to be as smooth as possible. And the less smooth I was, the more it used to really bother me. And I'll tell you, there's not smooth in enduro cross. Even though some of those guys make it look easier than it is, even the best of the best, Corey Graffunder and Webb and Tristan Hart, they make it look easy, and yet it is still extremely hard. And it doesn't never look smooth. I mean, the rock sections and the wood sections and the road barriers, it is crazy. And I'm sure most of you guys have watched the Enduro Cross Series here and there, but if you haven't and you get a chance, go check out the Enduro Cross Series this year. A few more rounds left this year, and it is crazy. What else do we got going here? I know that if you get a chance, the Mini-O's are coming up here pretty quick. And if you check out the new Mini-O's schedule that was just dropped, it gives you what the race order is going to be. The rider on there is Logan Mortberg. We talked about him last week, and Logan is now on the cover or on the handout that is the Mini-O's race order. So if you're going down to Mini-O's or want to watch it on online live or whatever, that's the race order. And a Viral Brand elite rider, Logan Mortberg, is on that. Kid's making waves all the time. What else we got? Talked about Bill Kellogg last week. Oh yeah, if you haven't had a chance to check it out, Dirt Rider Magazine just came out with their Gas EX350F. They just did a rider test on it. You can find it over there at dirtridermagazine.com. And if you go to dirtridermagazine.com and check out the 2021 Gas EX350F review, you can see our factory series goggles in action on that bike. Pretty awesome. The guys over there at Dirt Rider Magazine also using our stuff. You can also check out Ping over at Vital. He's been running our stuff quite a bit. And of course, we were on the cover last week. Or this month, actually November's issue, we're on the cover of MXA. So lots of good press out there for Viral Brand. We're going to come back here in a few minutes. We're going to talk a little bit about coaching, and that'll be the next thing we're going to talk about when we come back to the Viral Nation here in just a moment. All right, so we're back, and I wanted to tell you that, so one of the things I wanted to talk about, and I want to talk about this for a while, is motocross coaching. In my prior life, before my son started racing motocross, and way back when I raced Supercross, did outdoor nationals, not a ton, but did a few outdoor nationals. Mostly my success came in the Supercross world. That's where I had the most success. And then I started doing motocross classes in 1991. I ran that school all the way up until 2010, 11, 13, 14. So we're right in there. Trained a lot of kids that raced Supercross, trained a lot of kids that raced off-road and did a lot of that stuff. And, before I started getting into that, and there was a time that I took off when my son was playing baseball before we got into racing. And I did a lot of coaching in baseball. And I'll tell you, one of the things about baseball is there's a lot of coaches out there. You can go to a batting coach, and you can go to a pitching coach, and you can go to traveling leagues, and they all have coaches, right? That are separate from just going out and racing. And motocross is an interesting sport because a lot of the kids, the dads are their coach. Whether they have experience racing motocross, don't have experience racing motocross, they watch and they listen and they go out there and they try to teach their kid how to ride dirt bikes. And I think that's great. But I will tell you that having a good coach is really, really important. On the same note, there's a lot of bad coaches out there. And so do your research. Just because somebody's a motocross coach doesn't mean they really know what they're doing. Now, with that being said, and I'm probably going to offend some motocross coaches out there, it's easy enough to check on a guy that says has done something in the sport. And just because he's done something doesn't make him a good coach. There's a lot of football coaches that are great football coaches, but could never play a lick of football. They just love the sport, understands the strategy, that kind of stuff. Motocross is a little different, and it's different because you have to be able to relate how the bike is going to work and that feeling, and you have to be able to teach that rider how to do those things to pick up seconds. Every sport in this world, and I don't care what sport it is the best of the best don't do things that are extraordinary. They do the fundamentals perfectly is what it is. And racing motocross is no different. The fundamentals are not sexy. The fundamentals are not cool, but the fundamentals are what win races. And fundamentals, the best riders in the world are fundamentals. And you want to know how you can check this out for yourself instead of just listening to me, is watch a Supercross, watch an outdoor national, watch the guys that are winning, right? Watching the guys like, Dungey and Villapoto and Roxon and Tomac and all those guys. And when you watch them ride, you think to yourself, man, they're not really going all that fast. I mean, they look fast, but I mean, they're not hanging it out. They're not, doing things that you're like, wow, that's just crazy. Well, sometimes they do things that are crazy, but for the most part, they're just really, really good at coming into the corner, transferring their weight forward, getting on the gas early, smooth transition, not letting the bike bog down, and then attacking the next corner, next jump, or whatever. And so it's really important that when you're looking for a coach, that your coach is a fundamentalist. He needs to teach you the fundamentals. A lot of coaches think they got to teach jumping right out of the box. I will tell you from a lifetime of experience, jumping is the last thing that you need. Jumping is a thing that will separate you when you're a beginner rider, right? If you start jumping when you're a beginner and no one else is jumping, you're going to win a lot of races, right? But if you're only a jumper and never a breaker and a cornerer, then soon enough, everyone else will be jumping and now you're back to breaking and cornering. And it's really important that when you're looking for a motocross coach, that you look for somebody that understands that part of it. Now, there's different levels, obviously. There's different levels, obviously, in coaching. And if you're a beginner rider, fundamentals are very important. They're probably the most important. And the jumping part will come later. And there's fundamentals in jumping as well. But we're talking about just the basic fundamentals, using your front brake, body position, throttle control, weighting your pegs, that kind of stuff. As you start getting faster and faster and faster, then it's harder and harder and harder to see those differences in where you can pick up time. And so that's where a good coach comes in, because a good coach can watch you ride, turn around and say, hey, this section here, if you could scrub just a little bit through the first section, get on make it perfect on the downside, and then clean that next section, you could pick up 2 or 3 seconds in that lap, or even a half second. And if you think about it, races are won and lost by 2, 3, 4 seconds, right? So if you can pick up a half second out of a 10-second or 10 corner track, you've got some serious gappage on everybody else that you're riding with. So when you're looking for a coach, take the time to look for a coach, do a little research in them, and figure out, does the guy, is the guy a coach, right? Did he raise somebody that race? Did he race, right? Was he a racer, And just because he's not a racer doesn't mean he's not qualified, but I'd really look at the results and the things. And when you go to the class, skepticism is always a good thing in the beginning. And I'm not saying you want to be skeptical, like, you don't know what you're talking about, but you do need to go out in there with a fair bit of skepticism, listen to what he's saying, go through the class, and then at the end of that class, review. And if that teacher didn't teach you, right, basic fundamentals, even if you've been riding for a while, he should always start his class with a basic fundamentals drills, because that lets that coach know who can do what in his class. If he just sends you out to the track and he just starts trying to change little bits of you here and there, that's not a coach, right? That's a guy getting paid just to hang out and watch you ride, right? A coach is going to evaluate you first. He's going to know where your strengths and your weaknesses are, and then he's going to start take those, and he's going to start to help you move you to a different level of rider. And I've worked with everybody from beginner riders all the way up to professional Supercross guys. And let me tell you, every single one of them needs to do basics. They all need fundamentals. All of them need to be reiterated, line choice and line selection. And it's great to have somebody in your ear that you can talk to. And if that coach that you're paying your money to isn't starting out with some sort of basic fundamental drills your first time with him, right, to evaluate you as a rider, man, I would go find another coach. That's what I would do. Anyways, that's my 2 cents on coaching. As I said, I've been a coach for a long time. I had the Steffi MX Motocross School for 20 plus years, and I've taught a lot of kids how to ride, and I loved it. Loved every bit of it. But But just one of those things, man. Coaching is a tough deal. Lots of coaches out there these nowadays. When I started coaching, it was me. There was like one or two of us in the Northwest, and that was it. And now there's, every time you turn around, there's another motocross coach coming out of somewhere. So just make sure if you're going to do it, spend your money wisely. That's my 2 cents on coaching. I'm not trying to offend any coaches. So if any coaches freak out on me, great. I don't care. But not trying to offend you guys. I'm just saying if this offends you as a coach, you might want to look at your coaching program. Coming up next, we're going to wrap up this show and move. Oh, we're going to talk a little bit about viral brand and some of that stuff when we come back. We'll be back right after this commercial break. Hey, and so let's talk a little bit about video games. I'm sure that some of you guys are aware, but some of you might not be. We have been an integral part of the Supercross game, the Monster Energy Supercross game. This is the Monster Energy Supercross 2. We've been with them since we were in 1, we were in 2, we're in 3, we're in the MXGP games. So you can outfit your rider with viral brand goggles. And if you guys can go through Instagram, send us a picture of your character or you riding that bike in the video game, you can win a free set of sunglasses. We're giving away a pair of our Pit Pass sunglasses for anybody that can send us a photo of them. They're going to get put into a hat, and we're going to draw 5 winners, not just one. We're going to draw 5 winners on next week's show. So if you haven't had a chance, take a picture or a screenshot of your character running the viral brand goggles. And we want a good picture of it too, by the way. So we want to get, at the entry when they're sitting on the stand and they're before you go onto the track, there's always kind of those shots of you sitting behind the scenes. Get us a good screenshot of you with your motorcycle and your viral brand goggles in the video game. Supercross 1, 2, 3, doesn't matter. MXGP would be great. We'd love those. Ride for you or whatever that is. They have a Ride Now one as well. Go check it out. Equip your guy with viral brand goggles, and we will give away 5 sunglasses here in the next week. So next Wednesday's show, we're going to give away 5 sunglasses. All right. And then once you do that, go back to the comments section here and just let us know that you did it so we don't miss you. Right. Then we'll add you to the hat, pull it live on the air or video or whatever we're doing here, and we will go from there. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we've got more to talk about here on the Viral Nation. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to finish this thing up. So we're going to talk about Viral Brand. If you've been to our website, you know that we are lacking in inventory right now. And I will tell you that it is keeping me up at night and causing me ulcers, and we are working daily to try to get more inventory in here. We are shooting for having inventory here in about 3 weeks, 2 weeks earliest, 3 weeks max. We'll have tear-offs and lenses and a bunch of stuff to make more goggles and that kind of stuff. So just bear with us if you know, I know it's tough, and we there's lots of other goggle brands out there. Some of them are having success. Some of them are having troubles right now due to inventory controls. So, but if you're sticking with us, we really appreciate it. 2022 is going to be an amazing year. So I would suggest if you could hang tight, I would, because we got some great stuff happening in 2022. If not, and you got to move on, hey man, I totally understand that. I totally do. You know, I've raced for a long time, had sponsors. Loyalty is a tough thing in this sport, right? But you loyal to us, we're loyal right back to you. And as far as our dealers are concerned, we will have inventory back for the dealerships here in a short time. I got mirrored lenses on the water or in the air. I've got clears and all that stuff coming our way. So if you can hang with us, we're gonna make 2022 a breakout year for Viral Brand goggles, and we couldn't be more excited to have you on board with us as we work on that. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for sticking with us, watching the podcast today. If you have any suggestions, don't forget, make sure you subscribe to this channel. We're going to continue to come out with more stuff. We've got new goggles coming out daily that we're working on, and they're not dropping yet, but we're working on them. Going into 2022, we've got our new sunglass line that'll be coming out. We have our new Work Series goggle. You can buy that Work Series goggle in 4 different configurations. You can buy that goggle as a mirrored lens. You can buy that goggle with a smoked lens. You can buy that goggle with a clear lens, or you can buy that goggle with the roll-offs already attached on them. So if you want any of those things, you can go to our website, go to your dealership, ask your dealer to order them up. We've got a few sets of those still laying around, so that won't be a problem. We're going to have our new inventory. All of our new colorways will be coming out here very shortly, and that stuff is going to blow the market. It's going to blow everyone's mind. The stuff's just great. It is. We've done a ton of work. We've been working with our MXGP team over in Europe. They've been helping us develop the goggle a little bit better. We've got some stuff happening over there. 2022 with them is going to be big. We have our Australian distributor on board now, so Pro Accessories in Australia. So if you're hearing this down in Australia and you're a dealership in Australia, get a hold of Pro Accessories. They have our goggles in stock and can take care of you today. We are working on a European distributor as we speak. We're hoping to have that able to announce that here in the near future. And of course, we have the Roost factory up in Canada. So if you haven't had a chance to deal with them, get a hold of the guys down up in Canada. It's the Roost factory. They are our authorized Viral Brand dealer or distributor, in Canada. And then of course we have Viral Brand Mexico. And you can, if you're in Mexico, you can pick up goggles down there as well. So we're growing slowly but surely but slowly, but we are growing, and it's all due to you guys. So again, thanks again. We appreciate it. I want to give a big shout out to Always Naked. They've got a new album dropping in November, so make sure you check that out. And we will be back next week, hopefully at the same time, with even a better show. The show was kind of thrown together at the last minute, but it was thrown together, and so here we are. Don't forget to check out our newest goggles, the Work Series goggles. You can go to our website, theviralbrand.com. Check out our stuff, order some stuff up. You can see us on Motocross Action Racer X. You can see us at Dirt Bike Magazine. You can see us at Dirt Rider Magazine. And you can see us at Vital. So check us out. If you haven't had an opportunity, buy a pair of goggles. You get 30 days, best fit guarantee to try that goggle out. If you don't like it, you can return it for a full refund, and we would be happy to do that. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you the same bat time, the same bat station, right here at the Viral Nation.
Waking up 5 a.m., gotta be at the track at 10.